Alright, we're in. Alright, so for those of you who don't know, this is Battle Brothers. This is actually a favorite of mine. And I don't, I figured that now that I'm mostly done with Amnesia, I may as well go ahead and try this game out. Well, try this game out. Play this game. Point being, oh, by the way, I recently got like 41 minutes on the Toot Sweet Challenge hard mode. But of course, it all went horribly wrong in the end, and I missed like by 1 minute. Hence the 41 minutes. You gotta like sub 40 minutes, and that's annoying on the hardest difficulty. Didn't help that two things went wrong. First of all, I hesitated when I got to the rat tunnel. I should have just chucked the grenade and went. Technically, three things went wrong. And second, I didn't get any good pickups like the entire time I was going through it. I was past the rat tunnel before I started finally picking up grenades. 3, the monster went ahead and glitched out, and he was just hammering away at a door on the bottommost floor. What do you do with like the exit? He was just fascinated with it. I had to roll a barrel down in order to get him off of it. And then, at last, so I went ahead and wasted time trying to get the. I wasted time in trying to get to the what do you call it? Oh. Sorry, words fail me right now. I wasted time trying to get to the. Oh yeah, the rabbit. Trying to get to the rabbit. So yeah, between it all, just nothing went to plan. Nothing went to plan, and in the end, the rabbit didn't even help me. So, so it was all a waste of time. But I definitely think I can get that done in like less than 40 minutes. But enough of that. Let's play the game. Oh, is the volume high enough? Seems a little. There we go. Okay. So yeah, Battle Brothers. I've played this game before, and I'm going to be playing a lot of it. Oh yeah, I do have 2 mods installed. One is like a faster speed mod, because when you're traveling the roads, it takes a very long time. And one is an auto pause while on the roads, because when you're going at those speeds, sometimes you need the game to go ahead and pause just for a second. Now, mind you, there's a glitch with the auto pause mod, because what happens is that if you encounter an enemy group, and they wander off, and then you encounter that same enemy group later, that doesn't auto pause. So you can easily wind up getting yourself killed that way. Okay. So, let's start with a new game. Rebuilding a company. Tutorial. The tutorial, new company and rebuilding a company and Southern Mercenaries are all pretty much the same start. I'm going to try to like get through each one. There's no reason to build new company, because the tutorial is the same start, but it also is like an extra mission. So you're really only hurting yourself. You're cheating yourself out of extra adventures if you don't play on rebuilding a company every time. It's either rebuilding a company or Southern Mercenaries. There is no reason to build a new company, open air quotes. In fact, let's go ahead and take a quick look at these scenarios. Trading caravan, very good start, very, very strong. You start with 2 caravan hands as you're employed. That doesn't really mean anything. Get plus 10 better prices buying and selling. This is huge. This is your bread and butter. And it makes selling very viable. It makes all the worthless loot you get so much better. But you get a slower renewal rate. So most of your money is going to be coming from trading, not from fighting. Peasant militia, very, very good start. You start with a peasant army of 12. Normally, I think your upper limit is up to 25. I think that your upper limit in the main game is 18, and you can bring as many as 16 men into battle in this one. I think in the base it's 12? I think it's 12. That's 4 extra men and that that you otherwise wouldn't get to play as. Now, it's supposed to be that the major drawback is that you can't hire anyone that isn't a lowborn peasant. And to anyone who doesn't know this game, that probably sounds bad. Like, oh, I can't get a knight. Oh, I can't get this. I can't get get this noble. But if you know the game, you know that those classes like nobles and knights. Nobles and knights are usually way more trouble than they are worth. They are expensive. They are difficult to maintain. They cause so many fights with other units. It's insane. So yeah, just give me a bunch of farmers. Give me a bunch of farmers grown on Mama's home cooking. That will get you further than the toughest noble. All right. Band of poachers. For years, you've made a decent living by poaching the local. Okay, yeah. Basically, same as New Company, but you get 3 decent ranged units starting out, which ranged units are difficult to come by in the early game. Or I should say, good ranged units. Any unit can be made into a ranged unit. Not every ranged unit is good. Expert scout. You move faster, and you get a scouting report. Scouting reports are so important. I cannot stress how important scouting reports are, because it tells you whether it's just a band of goblins, or it's a goblin, or it's a goblin warband with an overseer, or it's a goblin warband with riding on a bunch of wolves. So much information, and it tells you how to position yourself starting out in a fight. It tells you whether you want to focus on getting out of there. It tells you if you want to focus on fighting to the death. That you can assess how much damage you're going to take and mitigate a lot of damage just by knowing what you're fighting. Surprisingly. Oh, it's also really good for like scouting out encampments, because in this game, in like the late game progression, is hunting down special weapons and like. So in order to get stronger past a certain point, you're going to need better equipment. To get better equipment, you're going to have to raid sections with that have. You're going to have to raid locations that you can take, and the only way you know if you're going to take them is if you can get a good scouting report on them. Oh, there's also a negative light travel. You can carry fewer items, but it's so. I think it's like the difference from 90 to 80. Don't quote me on that. So who cares? Oath takers. I've never actually played this one. And it's supposed to be like you get bonuses by taking oaths, but you also get penalties. Deserters. Never played this one. You start with 3 deserters with decent armor, no fun, and lower funds, and a noble house that wants to hunt you down. So a Tuesday then. And your men always are the first to act in the very first round of combat. That's pretty good. And because that there are so many ways that you can wind up dying because your men just can't outrun the enemy. Being able to move first, no matter what. There are also a few class perks that can take advantage of that, but that's not really a selling point. And also, deserters are like a bad class. They have very low morale, and in this game, morale is your win more mechanic. Okay. Northern Raiders. This is the easy mode. This is what you play when you want to play on easy mode. All right. Seriously though, you start with 3 experienced barbarians, and again easy. Pillagers. You have a higher chance of getting items from slain enemies as loot. So just more of everything. It's the normal start with more. Start with bad relations to most human factions. Who cares? Who cares? Everyone wants to kill you anyway. Oh no, 5% more people want to kill you. Who cares? The only thing you have to worry about are mercenaries. But aside from that, it's like, everyone hated me before. Everyone hates me less now. May as well make use of the fact that they hate me. Okay. Anatomist. I haven't actually played this one either. start with 3 men and high funds. Research the corpses of the fallen to gain knowledge and empower your men. Now, I do know that the potions that you can infuse with your men are kind of insane for this game. But the big drawback is that your men will never be of confident morale, and I cannot stress this enough. Having no confidence in Battle Brothers is practically a death sentence. So the early game for these guys is brutal. Davkul Cultists, very strong start. The drawback is that occasionally you'll have to make a sacrifice in order, sacrifice one of your boys to the Dark God Davkul. But the perk is that your boys get buffs to morale. In fact, they get increasingly good buffs to the point where they just become unstoppable killing machines. But the early game can be a little tough. But it's one of those things where if you keep throwing yourselves at it, you'll be fine. Manhunters. This is peasant militia, but worse. You basically have a bunch of slaves that you can't level up. There's no reason to play this unless you hate yourself. I will never be playing this. Beast Slayers. Again, no reason to play this unless you hate yourself. Beast Slayers. Start with 3 Beast Slayers, decent equipment, and some beast trophies. This means nothing. See tracks from further away. Also means nothing. Tracks are tracks. Each beast you slay has a 50% chance to drop an additional trophy. Trophies are not valuable enough to care about. Well, some are, like late game. Late game in getting additional trophies can be very helpful, but early on, it won't help you. Most people don't trust their kind, so you get 10% worse prices. That is horrendous. Also, I don't know how the Beast Slayers, which help the locals, are less liked than the cultist of a death god, or the slavers. I think, or even the Northern Raiders. The Northern Raiders get better deals than the Beast Slayers. Someone's going to have to explain that to me. Gladiators. Okay. Basically, you start with 3 unique gladiators. Each one has a unique perk, but you get limited to like 12 men in your roster, and if all 3 die, your campaign ends. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is that these guys are prohibitively expensive, and they go through food like nobody's business. They are so difficult to maintain. And honestly, they are more of an obstacle than any enemy that you'll face in this game. Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf's a pretty good start. It's difficult, starting out, since basically you play as yourself. You are the main character. You go ahead and you go around and you right wrongs and right lefts, and you have good equipment, low funds, but you can never have more than 12 men in your roster. And if your Hedge Knight dies, the campaign ends. But there are some perks. For instance, your boy can't get like an addiction to potions and the like. So you can just have your main character hopped up on battle juice all day, every day. And additionally, you can't pay. You don't have to pay yourself. You don't have. I think you have to feed yourself. I think. Don't quote me on that. But you don't have to pay yourself. So early on, you just have an extremely powerful unit that if you pour enough resources into, he can do some real damage. And he can become an absolute powerhouse. And since he can guzzle experience potions like there's no tomorrow, you can level him up very quickly. But yeah, spent 10 minutes just talking about the new game. Okay, let's start with the rebuilding a company. And I already know which one I want to pick. Right here. Come on. Oh, there it is. The Verdant Luminaries. Green Lantern's might. Alright. Oh yeah. Crises. There are 4 crises. There's Noble War, Greenskin Invasion, Undead Scourge, Holy War. We will get a chance to see them all. I'm not going to tell you too much about them. And naturally, we go full expert because I hate myself. And yeah, we're gonna do Iron Man. I don't want to do unexplored map because there's a very real possibility that you just start in a random island in the middle of nowhere, and then you have to find it, just wander off into the ether, and hope that you find where you need to go. By the way, if you play this game, play it on beginner. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. There's no sense in doing this to yourself. Okay. Alright. It all went wrong 2 days ago. The company was hired to track down Hoggart the Weasel and his band of raiders, but it's them who found you first and ambushed some joke about horses, cut short by an arrow to the throat, arrows shooting from everywhere and nowhere. Men holler, scream a great volume before death. As the hail subsides, you draw your weapon and the rest of the men only to collapse at your knees. An arrow punctured your side. You shout in pain. A harried glance sees as the men charge you to make a valiant last stand. And met in force as steel clashes with steel. You meet eyes with the captain. A last nod before his throat is cut. You're left in command now of what few men remain. Trembling in pain, you lean on your sword, and with all the will you can muster, you slowly rise again. Okay, to the end. To the end. All right. Man, you had a full coat of mail. All right. Yeah. Hoggart's on his way out. I don't think I can reach him with my arrows, even if I try. I don't think there's a way to kill him, unfortunately. I wish I could, but I can't. And let's back up a little bit. There we go. Keep everyone nice and protected from themselves more than anything else. Alright, not bad. Go ahead and make him wait for now. Yeah, our first guy started out with a crossbow, which is very useful. I don't know if I should knock him away or try to kill him. Yeah, well, let's just kill him. Oh, he missed. Happy day. Yeah, that went smoothly enough. Yeah, after each battle. This is the Fangshire helmet. You get that for supporting the devs. I'll probably go ahead and just throw it away. In fact, yeah, we're just going to drop that on the ground. I know that someone's screaming at me not to, but I don't care. I'm screaming at me not to, but... You're alive! You won! The adrenaline fades, and in his wake you can't help but sink back to the ground. Gritting your teeth, you snap the arrow shaft, your chest heaves, pain for breath, everything blurs. The company's been devastated, cut down to but a few men. And Hoggart did justice to his name, fleeing like the weasel he is. What now, Captain? A voice says from behind. It's Volmar, who sits down beside you, and bedding his bloodied axe on his leg. You turn to him to reply, but before you can answer, he continues. Verdant said they slit his throat. He was a good man and a good leader, but all it took was one mistake. That makes you the one in charge, don't it? Tossing the Night Slayer joins the two of you, still breathing heavily. Then Baldwin. Save the ceremony and anointment for another day. Let's give the men a good burial and return to Runenthal to collect our pay. The weasel's men are slain, after all. Besides, Captain, we ought to see to that wound before we lose you too. Wouldn't want to leave Tostig, the Night Slayer, in charge, right? That's one of the quirks of the game's, randomness. Sometimes it winds up throwing titles into the middle of it. I don't think I was supposed to have the Night Slayer at the very start of the game. I don't know who the Night Slayer is, but let's see here. Who's the Night Slayer? Oh, Tostig the Night Slayer. Level 1 Tostig the Night... Actually, he's pretty good. He's got iron lungs and a two-star range skill. You know what, Tostig? Wait, I thought I dropped this. Whatever. And I can drop it again. Tostig the Night Slayer. Okay. Let's get it going. Nope. Return to Brunthal. I'm sorry. What a sorry display it must be for the onlookers as you arrive in Brunthal. Four blood-beaten mercenaries down on their luck. The man who hired the company days ago, Gerold of Brunthal, no doubt expected you to return in a more glorious fashion. Still, he welcomes you to his house and offers bread and wine, while a servant fetches a healer. A few words are exchanged, except for the occasional grunt and wheeze as an elderly man with shaky hands tends to your wounds. A pin pierces your skin, the first of many stitches to come. You grit your teeth till you think you hear one break. Gerold of Brunthal sits beside you and asks if you took care of Hargard. You shake your head. We killed his men, but the weasel eluded our blade in the end. The healer waves around a glowing fire poke, suggesting he wants to push it into your wound. You nod and he does so. For a moment, that's all there is. You're not a man, but a pinch of fire, flesh from flame, a golem of pain. Gerold Brunthal hands you a goblet of wine. You did well, Sellsword. The brigands have been removed, though it is a shame Hogart still lives. We expect to be paid for this. Gerold Brunthal gasped. I'm just gonna call him Gerold. Well, naturally, 400 clowns. Yeah, we're clowns. Crowns as agreed upon. He gestured toward the servant who rushes to your side with the pay in hand. I wonder, may I make use of your service one more time? I'd very much like to end the headache that is Hogart once and for all. And I would pay you again, of course. Another 400 crowns, shall we say? Volmar scoffs and turns to drink more wine, but Baldoon stands to speak? Yes, the company is in ruin, but we will rebuild it. With the Verdant Luminaries, Volmar would drink without the Verdant Luminaries, Volmar would drink the crowns away and end up begging on the streets. And Tostig, we know he'd be chasing the women's stoke until one stove his rotten head in. We need the Verdant Luminaries. It's all we have. What do you say, Captain? Volmar burps and raises a cup to you. Tostig playfully thumbs his nose and nods. Let's kill Hogart, or not. It's up to you, Captain. We have unfinished business with Hogart. I believe it also starts like a quest. Excellent. My little birds will need some time to find where Hogart is hiding now. In the meantime, I suggest you see about stocking up on supplies so that you'll be good and ready to end this when the time comes. I shall see you in a few days' time at the latest. As you leave Gerold's house and stand on the outskirts of Brunthal, Baldoon seeks a word with you. Give me a moment. Congestion. We need more men, Captain. I know I gave a big speech in there, but bravado won't do it. We need more warm bodies in the ranks. Figure we find 3 good men, buy them some decent weapons, and dress them in the best armor we can afford. The man paused and glanced around. I bet this Bodunk town's got a desperate peasant or two looking for a new life, or we could travel to Suderstadt in the north. Them city folk aren't always as hardy as these country bumpkins, but we're more likely to find men with fighting experience stopping to rest there. That's what we shall do. Okay, what do we got here? Honestly, starting out, you don't need much. What you need are tools. What you need are tools and food. And we are hard up for both. Let's see here. Let's see, tools. We got a spear, we got a shield. But without tools, we got nothing. And we also need a little bit of noggin protection. Alright. Let's go. Let's go ahead and get ourselves some men. What I need are a couple of beggars. As soon as the skyline appears in the horizon, and Tostig seeks a word with you. I've never been to Sudurstad before, but I've been around ones that look a lot like it. Cities like this are great for selling goods, and and these guys love to have their goods delivered. With so many merchants, you can find almost everything you need. Keep an eye out for bargains, and don't get swindled by them cutthroat merchants. Walmart sees fit to add his own opinion of what you should do. If there's a good tavern, I say that's where we should go first. Nothing helps a man down on his luck more than a good pint. Gods know we earned it. Tostig shakes his head. You say that every time we stop in a town. You say that even when you're already drunk. Keep that in mind. Alright, so. Yeah, first things first, we need... Let's go ahead and get some proper headwear for this boy. Anything else of use? Another one of you. Honestly, we could probably use some more tools. I don't want to waste too much money on it, but I need to repair. All right, and now all we need are some cheap bodies. I guess you will do. Very questionable. It looks like he needs a little bit of help. We all need a little bit of help, but he in particular needs a little bit of help. Some very basic armor. Honestly, he can have this. There we go. And this farmer hat will do a lot more for you than that 20 bandana. Well, a little bit more for you. Still need more warm bodies, though. I need to recruit 3 more men. I guess you'll do. Let's head back. Best I'm gonna get, I guess. Best I'm gonna get. Here. You have this knife. Hopefully it'll work out for you. I very much doubt that it will, but that's not going to be my problem. Alright. There you go. Well, let's see how this works. Our men are barely equipped and are probably going to die. That's how this game goes. One thing you'll learn and is that you'll become very fast friends with death in this game. Alright, let's go ahead and leave them for now. Anyone in range? No. Okay, Hogwart's coming to us. There we go. The value of letting the enemy move first cannot be understated. This guy's got a guten Tag. Oh, this is not looking good. Alright, maybe we can luck out here. This is gonna be bloody. I've made some... Yep. Made some fairly fundamental mistakes, but maybe we can rectify them. Oh, lucked out there. Okay, now as you can see, he's already flagging, which means that he gets a negative to his attack. And he suffered an injury, pierced chest and leg muscle. I forget what those do. Okay, he's flagging now. Yeah, the best thing you can ask for in this game is an enemy to start running. If an enemy starts running, he's as good as dead. All right, Hoggart is now on the run. Excellent. Alright, and we've got him tied down. So, honestly, the biggest danger right here would be this boy right here. But we're not having any luck, it seems. Oh, and now he's full on flee. Well, been nice knowing you. I was expecting this to go a lot worse. Alright, run them down. There you go. First victory. And we got some experience. And we got some loot. Can we get to drop this yet? Alright. Hoggart lies dead in a pool in his own blood, skewered into the grotesque and panicking pose. He didn't weasel his way out of this one, and you put your boot on his corpse and look at your men. For the company, and for all the men who have fallen. Tostig spits on the dead man's face. Let's take his head and get back to Brunthal. Okay. But we have some reinforced flails. Now, regular flails, who cares? Reinforced flails, that's something we can work with. You cannot underestimate. And let's see, Gutendog or Axe. The Gutendog can stun. That's what I'm mostly looking at here. Gutendog can stun. Yep, alright. So, alright, perks. Perkity perks. Alright, so Tostig the Night Slayer. Now, normally, I would go ahead and give them 9 lives starting out. 9 lives is a super valuable skill, especially for your early boys, because no matter what, they cannot be killed in one hit. They cannot be killed in one hit. Orc Warrior tries to hit them with a Mansplitter, they survive. And having even one more action is so useful in this game, especially early on. So, normally I would give Tostig 9 lives, but since he's a archer, we need him to land shots. So fast adaptation is the order of the day. All right. So what else? What else? He's plenty brave. More fatigue. And I want to do more health, but then again, I also don't. And there aren't a lot of fights where an archer is going to come in handy where he needs resolve. At least not early on. Honestly, I'm tempted to make him a low priority target. Up his range defense some. Alright, 9 lives. There you go. And 9 lives. Yeah, just being able to look death in the eye and say no is so helpful. All right. And what kind of weapons do we have? Also, knives. Not immediately obvious why they're good. But it's better to have than not. Let's take you off. Put you on. Yeah, when it comes to knives, it is a good idea to make sure that that the parties you need can go ahead and quickly start because okay, knives have an ability. Let me go and show you. Puncture. It's what I used on the last one. A well-placed attack that at the opponent's armor's weak spots. Ignores all armor, but is harder to hit and cannot land a critical hit for additional damage, nor inflict additional damage with double grip. So, the it has a chance to completely ignore armor. It has a negative 15% chance to hit. Okay? Does 25 damage. But, since it ignores armor, all that damage is directly to your hit points. And pretty much everyone you're going to meet early on has health in the double digits. So 15 to 20% in armor, that's enough to... 15 to 20 damage is enough to inflict an injury. When you inflict an injury, you start daunting their morale. In fact, it wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that inflicting that injury in the last fight, just out of luck, is probably what won us that fight. Then we have the reinforced wooden flail. Reinforced wooden flail is good because as you have lash, aim for the opponent's head, somewhat unpredictable in damage, but is able to strike over or around shield cover with a bit of luck. So it ignores the shield bonus of enemies, and it inflicts damage to the head, which is a critical hit, which is I think 50% damage. And then regular flail also ignores his damage. So both of these flails early game are very, I'd almost say essential. Flails early game are essential. And I should probably go ahead and give these knives to people who will make the most of them. That would be the spearmen. Alright. Alright. Toss the egg. Got a moment, Captain. You nod from to speak his mind. The battle has left some gear worse for wear, and some of our men are... Oh, yeah. And basically just said, be sure to rest. Alright. Company returns to Brenthal as victors, their heads held high, and much higher this time. The Verdant Luminaries are not the size they once were, but they're still a force to be reckoned with, as Hogwarts learned in his final moments. You carry it set in a sack that you empty in front of Geralt and his feet. He jumps back, but the healer quickly picks the head up, stares at it, and nods. Geralt approaches the brigand's bloody face and eyes it carefully. Yes, that's his ugly mud, all right. Servants, pay this man his money. Coin in hand, you raise your voice to the men. As long as there is blood coursing through our veins, as long as we can hold our swords and shields, there shall stand our company. And through the realms, people will know the Verdant Luminaries. The men cheer, and Baldoon puts his hand on your shoulder. Well done, Captain. No matter where you lead us, the men will follow you as brothers in battle. As brothers. All right. So we got 400 gold. That barely covers our expenses. Should we buy a round? Yeah, let's buy a round to get everyone's mood up, and then head on to the next town. Well, technically we're heading over to the next city, but who cares if I get a little technical? Okay, so Ewald angrily shakes his head. Brigands have been tearing up these parts for too long. I sent my to find them. You know what? Only his head came back, of course. The idiot brigands sent into one of their own to deliver it. We captured and interrogated him, so now we know where they are. Man leans back. I do not have the men, but I do have the crowns. What say I slip some your way and you slip a sword theirs? How many crowns are we talking about? Now, negotiations. Negotiations are a little weird in this game. Because if you try to negotiate, at least without certain prerequisites met, they'll wind up negatively impacting your standing with the town, whether you succeed or not. So it's usually best to just go ahead and accept the offer. And some of you are probably saying, wait, shouldn't you just go ahead and, say hold on. Well, there's not an option to hold on. In fact, the way you hold on is by accepting the offer. Draw off the brigands at Lawman's demise west of Suratan. Then you get the option to go ahead and say, I accept this contract, I need some time to think about it, or on second thought, I decline this contract. You never decline the contract because that also negatively impacts the town's opinion of you. So if you don't want it, you always say, I need some time to think about this. It's a little weird, I know. Now, Wiggle the Younger is looking at a poorly drawn map, then looks up as though you were the one responsible for making it. Look, mercenary, this is a strange thing to task you with, but you seem to have a good head on your shoulders. See this dark spot here? Would you be willing to venture that way and try and find the shelter between ruins? It's somewhere at or around the region of Kindon. For the right price, we will find it. Rest assured, what I'm offering you now is a fine price for your work. You'll get 300 crowns when the contract is done. Okay. West and somewhere around the region of Kindon. I need some time to think about this. Now, what we're going to do first is look for where Kindon is. Never eat sour worm. Somewhere around Kindon. That is a ways off. That is a ways off. Most likely it's like somewhere right around here in the forest. That's not a quick and easy trip. In fact, that will probably eat into our food supplies a fair bit. I'm not even going to check this one. Okay, I might. Yeah, and this one is a escort mission. Escort missions are great if you have the means to finish them. Otherwise, they are a pain. I need some time to think about it. Nothing out this town. We can head in two other directions. We can go either over here to Horum, or, well, we could literally go in any other direction. Let's try out Wildmark. No, there are two more cities in this way, and only one over in Whittlemark. I say, yeah. I say we heading down to Kallenberg. And worry about it from there. Oh, we got a new one here. A hooded man gestures you and follow him. Nervously looking over your shoulder, he leads you to a back room in a local tavern before addressing you. He takes his time to peek out of the windows, probably looking for anyone eavesdropping. A figurehead by the name of Ewald the Trader Master wishes to see you. He's a man of some repute in this town, so you understand my discretion. He slides a paper toward you as to where the directions are written on it. I'm all ears. Oh, these are pretty good, at least early on. Eventually, these missions become lethal, but early on, it should be fine. As you enter Ewald the Trade Master's room, he and one of his servants are nailing a box shut. Good seeing you, sellsword. 1 moment, please. No, idiot. Hold the nail that way. I know I hit your thumb before, but I won't do it again. The servant reluctantly holds a nail while the man hammers it home. Finished, he wipes the sweat off his brow and looks at you. I need this here crate delivered to Whittlemark, about a day northeast by the road. I guess we are going to Whittlemark. It's going to Heimrad of Whittlemark. You know him. All right, maybe you don't know him. What I do know is that this may not What I do know is that this may not ordinarily be your line of work, but I'm willing to pay some serious crowns for you to see it through. That's your real business, right? Earning some crowns? How many crowns are we talking? 130. May as well accept it. Accept the offer. Get on our way. Alright. Right now I'm trying to remember what button what button I had pressed for the for the increased speed. Brothers, I want everyone to know that the Verdant Luminaries are not just cutthroats or errand boys, but skilled fighters of the first order. We need our word of our deeds must spread, so that merchants and noblemen are begging us to take their contracts. What do you tell the men of the company will set out to do? We allies is we need to set out into the wilderness and plunder the unknown. We need allies first and foremost. Setting out into the unknown is not a good idea right now. Yep. Well, at least one of the mods is working. 9 brigands. Well, they're going to try to ambush us, but... the good news is, if we drag them back to the town, we may get the militia in on this. And if we get the militia in on this... Alright. We joined a little late, unfortunately. But we'll do what we can. There's still 9 of them. Plenty of prey to go around. Yeah, that's another thing. You can go ahead and... How about you? How about you first? Nope. Missed. But, due to how fast adaptation works, that means there's another chance for a hit. And with this elevation, our boy will make good use of it. So right now we just have to go ahead and get all... I should probably go ahead and turn on in blockers, so I know where all my men can step. Meanwhile, everyone else needs to just rush into the front lines and see if they can steal a kill. It's 22 versus 9. This is not going to last long. And we need to get at least one kill. Still 9, still plenty of prey to go around, but they're moving out of my view. Can I hit him? I can. But I'll use this to go ahead and move a little forward first. All right, this guy's looking like a good target. All right. Now, all I need to do is get a little bit lucky. And if everything goes my way... Oh. So that guy died. But the good news is this boy is... We've got options. That's the important part. We've got options. If I can get a lucky arrow, I might be able to finish that guy. Alright. Ah, I missed. Can I... Nope. Not working out the way I needed to. Can I hit him? 15% chance. Let's try it. Nope. Didn't work. If I'm lucky, I'm gonna get this guy. And let's push him down. I might wind up getting out of this with no kills if I'm very unlucky. Oh, he's fleeing. Okay. So now the question is if they're going to steal my kill. They might. If I get unlucky, they can definitely kill him before I do. Alright. Is there anyone I want to target? Not really. Dang. Not having a lot of luck with my archer this round. Can I... Yep. Alright. So at the very least we got one. At the very least we got one. Which was more than I was expecting the way that was going. Yeah, and if you join them, and if you're the one initiating the fight, you can wind up joining ranks. But I had wind up messing up. Like I was like a shade off of the a little bit off of the where I need to be, so I wound up losing that privilege to initiate the fight. These guys should be about dead. Yeah, there's only one left. I don't see myself making much more. Yeah, he's up on a hill. Not much chance of me getting there in time. Yep, that's it. But we got a little bit of experience, and we got 160 gold. That right there alone made it worth it. That alone made it worth it. Alright. Now you gotta be very careful around the woods at night, because you'd be surprised how many times you can wind up dying just because the we made more off of that random fight than we did our actual mission. After some looking, a man asked who you're looking for. When you say Himrad of Wedelmark, he points towards. He points you out toward a nearby paddock where a man is strutting about on a rather opulent-looking horse. You walk on over, and a man rears the seat and asks if that cargo that Ewald, the trademaster, sent. You nod. Leave it there at their feet. I'll come get it. You don't. Instead, asking about your pay. The man sighs and whistles a bodyguard who hurries over. See to it that the sellsword gets the pay he deserves. Finally, you put the crate on the ground and make your leave. All right, crown's well deserved. So yeah, very profitable venture. Very profitable. Let's see here. Ooh, that's a hooked blade. Hooked blades are nice, especially early on. How much food do we have? 7 more days worth of food. It can last for a while longer. We should probably get our guys some better armor. And honestly, this Fangshire, I'll just go ahead and sell it. It's an extra 37 in gold. That's enough for like a bit of food, nothing more. Yes, I know it's highly valuable, but I'm trying to. Most players aren't going to start with that. So, all right. So let's see. I'm thinking the Gabison, the Acton cap, and some tools and supplies. Yeah, that's about all we can afford right now. Now, who do we give it to? Honestly, he could probably use these. And the pickaxe or the bludgeon. Let's give him the bludgeon. This deprives us of a heavy-hitting weapon, but honestly, that's not what we need right now. Right now, what we need is the means to defend ourselves. There you go. Himrad of Wedelmark offers some bread and beer, and seems happy to avail himself. After some small talk on how you like Wedelmark, he gets to the point. The region has been prosperous before, but many of our assets have been pillaged and burned and are taken by brigands. We need you to go to the Herbalist Grove on the outside and clear any occupants so we can safely send materials there. Okay, this mission can either be very easy or it can be an absolute nightmare. If it's easy, there's nothing, or there are squatters, or there are brigands. You know, something sensible. If you're unlucky early on, then there are spiders. We're not doing this. Oh yeah, I accept your offer. but I need some time to think about it. Yeah, that would basically be consigning my boys to death. Himrad of Widowmark is standing by window, peering out while nursing a mug of mead. He doesn't seem to be focused on anything in particular, and even talks as if he couldn't care less about the conversation. Grave robbers are plundering the cemetery. Again, I'm not really asking much of you, sellsword, other than go there and put an end to this foolish business. Go to the cemetery and kill every grave robber you see. Got it? And good. Okay. Now, he says grave robbers, but in truth, it could be zombies, or it could be Noxerers. If it's Noxerers, we're in trouble. But I'm willing to wager that I have the means to take on Noxerers. So let's go ahead and start. Let's get it going, as one may say. Hopefully it's just grave robbers and we don't have any troubles, but I'm willing to wait. Nope, it's Noxerers. You hear a shrill scream and turn the corner of a mausoleum to find the Noxerers driving his teeth into the nape of a man's neck. The beast, blood filling his mouth, so much that it pours from his nostrils. Only glances up at you. Smaller Noxerers surround it, stepping forward to see to it that their next meal doesn't get away. Please only be like a normal Noxerers. Only normal Noxerers, please. Okay, there are 6. It's a 6v6. Honestly, this could go either way. I'm going to go ahead. We need to go ahead and take a couple steps back. Yeah. We're going to see if we can use this to our advantage. Fire. Excellent. Yeah, the way Noxerers work, you definitely want to injure them before anything else. If you wind up killing them, you wind up making more problems for yourself. Because they get stronger as they go. Yep. And that's why I waited. Okay. Fortunately, because I backed up, this gravestone and this ruin is protecting the one that I have over there. For which I am very thankful. Stunned. Perfect. Okay. Ugh, this is looking ugly already. Let's see here. Okay, we got the confident morale already. Far from ideal, but... And let's go ahead and get a spear wall up. I don't think that since this Noxerer is in our area that he's going to, be able to move. Maybe if I knock back... Yeah, knock back. Alright. 2 swings and a miss. Okay, depending on how this goes. Ooh. Oh no, now we got a big one. Hopefully we can cause him enough pain that he starts fleeing. Please. It's really the only option I have. Wait for that to flee. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. I may be able to salvage this still. Okay, not bad. I think he got 2 headshots. I think we've got him. Okay, they're all fleeing. Now, Nox Zeros are Craven, meaning that they'll go ahead, they'll run away, and they will immediately recover and come back. So you gotta be careful with Nox Zeros. Didn't get much in the way of rewards, but honestly, just surviving this is reward enough. Alright. And now we can go ahead and unlock the rest of our perks. Yes, yes, yes. Alright. 9 lives. This is going to make fights like that a lot less scary. Ashen... ooh. Ashen is asthmatic. I didn't even realize that Ashen was asthmatic. Honestly, in that case, he's possibly the worst candidate for spears. We'll have to get him a different weapon. Did any of my boys suffer injury? Doesn't look like it. Oh, and Steinar had a fear of beasts. I forget whether Nox Zeros would count as beasts or undead. It's like they're caught in between. Good news is we're gonna get plenty of crowns for our efforts. Crowns well deserved. All right. And we could probably use some more heat and more medicinal supplies. Let's go ahead and sell these Nox Zero bits. They're not doing anything for us. And maybe some more tools. How much more? Yeah, a little bit of food, and a little bit of tools and supplies. All right. And that's a solid start. Yeah, I think that's all the time I have for now. See ya. Bye.